AskReddit, what normal behavior is actually more dangerous than people realize, and how? Constantly degrading themselves is a joke. Repetition is how you train a child, a dog, and yourself. If you repeat "I'm stupid, I'm incapable, I'm slow and ugly and useless," then after enough repetition, even if it's as a joke, you'll believe it earnestly and alter your behavior to match. Suicidal jokes, self-hating jokes, I want to die jokes, same thing. If you repeat the message enough, it sinks in. Could this be the source of my body image issues, or do I joke to hide the fact that these are issues? Cycling without an effing helmet. My cousin is an EMT working in New York City. He sees entirely too many dumb cyclists and skaters getting hurt or worse in totally preventable ways. Please, for the love of F, wear a God-blessed helmet. Immediately going to your phone when idle. It denies you the chance to take in your surroundings, and it plays on your brain's dopamine fixings. This not only leads to addictive behavior, but depending on how the phone is being used, can lead to additional stress, lowered attention spans, reduced eyesight, and increased difficulty in coherent thinking. Seriously, don't jump on your devices immediately when you're waiting on something. At least take a moment to look around and see what's actually going on around you. Awareness is crucial for all parts of life, especially when you have to dodge aggressive masturbators in the Walgreens pharmacy waiting area. Front seat passengers putting their feet on the dashboard. If you're in an accident and the airbag deploys, your airbag launches your legs back over your head, dislocating your hips and/or shattering your femur to bits. Recreational sports. People tend to try too hard and often don't take the additional steps to stretch or simply prepare for the energy they are about to exert. Many think it's just a game and won't take it seriously until they get caught up in the moment and push themselves too hard. 1:35 p.m. Starting friendly game of soccer. 1:45 p.m. Friend has a dislocated shoulder, 2 torn muscles and a fractured wrist because he thought he could sprint a couple meters without doing any stretching or warm up whatsoever. Leg locked up, tripped, almost did a full split, fell shoulder first on top of the ball. Multiple people told him to at least warm up, maybe do a few jumping jacks or a lap around the field. His response was, "What? Bro, relax, it's just soccer, man." Narcissism. It's everywhere and it's actively encouraged because pandering to it is a hyper-effective way to make money and/or win votes. The vast majority of entertainment can be boiled down to your emotions are right and/or you're the most important and special person in the entire world. Our movies, books, TV shows, games, etc. are making us more and more narcissistic because we are constantly told we are the greatest and how we feel is correct, even when we put forth no effort and make horrible decisions. It's so effing bad that many people brazenly claim narcissism as the new normal. Swimming. To me, swimming is a confusing sport because sometimes you do it for fun, but then other times you do it to not die. And when I'm swimming, sometimes I don't know which one it is. I gotta go by the outfit. Pants, oh. Bathing suit, okay. Naked, we'll see. Dimitri Martin. Carrying your social security card in your wallet. I work retail and the amount of social security cards I see in people's wallets is astonishing. What happens if you lose your wallet? Someone now has your social. Congrats. You're your own worst enemy and are now a victim of identity theft. Stepping off a curb. I misjudged a step and face planted into the pavement. Fractured my ankle at a bus station doing this. Had to sit on a bus for 12 hours because I refused to go to the doctor in a different state. Just wanted to get home. Broke my foot on a curb. Didn't know for like 3 days. Thought I had pulled something but it just wouldn't stop hurting. Somehow broke the middle metatarsal. Using smartphones. I keep reflecting on when I was younger and yearning for those times. However, recently I'm starting to realize that getting an iPhone was when my life started to go downhill. I now have depression, anxiety, I'm socially awkward, I avoid confrontation, I'm extremely judgmental, I use my phone as a safety blanket in public, I panic when I lose my phone. Smartphones may make our lives easier, but they are destroying our mental health. You see so many people being treated for anxiety disorders, depression, ADD. Some of those people, I guarantee, will be cured by getting rid of their smartphone. The worst part of it all, personally getting rid of your smartphone will make life too challenging to function. Most jobs and schools require smartphone use now. Nobody knows how to read maps anymore. We are dependent on them. I wish they were never invented. It's 3 AM here. I'm on my phone. Been on my phone all day. I'm tired but can't sleep. I leave my phone and then grab it after 2 minutes. I feel it destroying me, but I do nothing about it. And I don't even have social media. It's just Reddit and YouTube. Plus I have an exam in 2 weeks. I'm going to sleep and start setting a timer on my phone from tomorrow. Thanks for the reminder. Your phone use is a symptom, nothing more. Phones are extremely useful tools in many ways, not some kind of devil. If your phone usage is causing problems in your life, then figure out why, because if you just keep blaming your phone, you'll never improve. It's only £2. It builds up, and before you know it, you've spent £50, then £100, then £200 more on stuff you probably don't need, usually food. If, like me, you're a student, this is extra important because money will be tight. I've started allowing myself £15 a week for luxuries, and it's at least curbed my spending habits. Picking your boogers, then eating them. Why is this dangerous? Your boogers is your body's natural defense to trap the bacteria and viruses in the air you breathe. By eating it, you're defeating your body's purpose. Actually, it's thought that kids that do this gain slightly higher immune systems. They are diseases of the respiratory system, not the stomach, and mostly the mucuses pushing out the ones the immune system has killed. It's not hygienic, but not that bad. Drinking out of anything made of glass, bottles, cups, mugs, etc. Theoretically, you're running the risk of one mishap or impact mutilating your face with each sip you take. Maybe don't eat/drink out of anything at all while in a situation where an impact to the face is expected. Seriously, decently maintained glassware is no more dangerous than any other vessel. I've never heard of anyone lacerating their cheek with regular plastic, have you? Yes, in fact I have been lacerated by regular plastic because the crap started to degrade and cracked. Glass doesn't randomly degrade and start falling apart. Stoneware is another good option, since you're apparently afraid of glass. As someone who cut open their hand while simply moving a couple bottles half a foot to the left, I can say that glass is definitely something you should use with a healthy dose of fear and paranoia. Might be the trauma talking though. Drinking 100%, whether it's at home, public, driving, people will absolutely die. Just recently where I live, someone was killed by being hit, was hit and allegedly fell, and then got put into a coma. Granted, the details will come out later after the investigation, but alcohol will cause people to act stupid and hurt others. Then when someone will stand up for themselves, you may get hurt back and never know it was coming. If you don't think drinking is a normal behavior, please go and look and see how normalized it is. Driving over the speed limit and how it's normalized. Driving 35 in a 25 miles per hour area, for instance, Stopping distance is significantly more. Perpendicular traffic at stop signs have more delay because they have to wait for the road to clear instead of being able to cross if there's traffic. Stopping for pedestrians. If you're going 35 you won't. Don't even bother trying. It's unbelievably dangerous and normalized. Came here to write driving also, but more specifically, driving on a single lane double yellow lined road with a speed limit over 40 miles per hour. I'm always wary of a car crossing over the middle lines and clipping my car traveling in the opposite direction. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's underestimated how dangerous it can be. The US has more vehicle-related fatalities than firearm-related ones, so that feeling seems appropriate. Walking downstairs. How often do you think you took the last step, but there's one more? You almost always catch yourself in the end, but it's so embarrassing if someone sees you do that. I always think there's one more step when there isn't. I imagine to anyone observing, this makes it look like flat ground is confusing to me. I do this all the time. LMAO, I've lost count. Much more dangerous if you are in a hurry. Have hurt myself running downstairs in the past. I was hurtling down on every second one, and when my left foot landed on the 8th from the bottom it was too far forward. Only thing I could do was push harder forward off of it, then land hard on flat ground 8 steps down. Was lucky to only suffer a minor injury. 100% recovery in 10 days. My dad was almost paralyzed from loose carpeting on a top stair. Broke his neck and his back, and had a huge split across his scalp that bled everywhere. I only saw the aftermath, but it was horrific. The worst part was he had to climb back up the steps to call 911 because no one else was home, and so there was just this blood trail. Living a totally sedentary lifestyle. Get up, get in car, drive to work, sit down, work for hours, walk to break room to eat, walk to desk, work, drive home, eat dinner, sit in chair for hours watching TV or on another computer, go to bed. That is the life a shockingly high number of people live for years and years. Their actual physical activity is insanely low, and it will cause a ton of problems and lower your lifespan significantly. And the worst part is, they rarely have the time to go exercise, and when they do, they often don't have the energy, because life is stressful AF. Nah, that is almost always a lie people tell themselves. I worked in an office for years. I just got up a little earlier and went for a run, or to the gym, which was a huge stress relief and great for getting me focused for the day. All my co-workers told me how they wished they had the time before going home and watching TV till 1 AM, crashing, waking up just in time to scramble and get ready for work. Sure, sometimes life kicks you in the nuts and it's not happening for a while, but I know people in all kinds of circumstances that have still managed to keep fairly fit and healthy. We don't all need to be Olympians. 30 to 60 minutes a day is all you need. Bruh, good on you. Self-discipline is something I'm still struggling with. Thanks for giving me a bit of an example to get my butt out of my computer chair and go do something productive. Driving. People don't take it nearly as serious as it is. You're moving down the road in a multi-thousand-pound missile. People do not respect it enough. I see people knee driving with their phones at 60 plus miles per hour, pulling out in front of people, then getting scared and locking their brakes up in traffic. It's ridiculous. I drive a pretty fun car, but regardless of whether I'm doing spirited driving or doing a mundane trip to the grocery store, driving always gets 100% of my attention. I don't know, maybe if people enjoyed driving more, maybe they'd all pay more attention. I never feel the need to distract myself from driving because I've always enjoyed it a lot. One of my friends is notorious for going way above the speed limit on the highway. I'm talking 90 to 170. She adores cars and knows an F-ton about them, but she also loves to drive recklessly. Gives her some sort of thrill. She races other cars whenever she can. I don't ride with her anymore. Great friend and God bless, I love her, but no amount of reasoning, begging, pleading, or threatening will get her to stop. I just hope that she never hurts herself or anyone else one day. I think you're spot on about enjoying it. When I started driving I was terrified constantly. I didn't like driving. I viewed it as a necessary evil. It took a car accident to make me realize that tuning out isn't the answer. The wreck wasn't my fault, but if I had been paying more attention I could have avoided, or at least minimized it. I'm always at 100% driving now, and have a sleeper car with high performance tires and brakes. Worth the money for the safety. Climbing any ladder, ever. Corporate ones are the worst. Yup. Back in my early 20s, a good friend of mine passed from falling off a ladder not even 10 feet tall. He was only 19 years old. My boss fell off a ladder 8 years ago, working on his house, and broke his leg. Wife said no more ladders, so he bought a 62-foot man lift for personal use. We use it for work too, but he bought it for himself. Guy I work with was painting his house, fell from the 4th rung, hit his head, seizure, coma, and never recovered. Passed away not long after. My dad snapped his knee in half falling off a ladder and nearly broke his skull on the fall down. Be careful on ladders, LMAO. Using an angle grinder. Using an angle grinder that's had its grinding wheel replaced with a circular saw blade. Perhaps 1,000 workers at Austell USA shipyard are required to use that tool, often on ladders, and in awkward positions with just one hand, and many fingers, and even some hands have been cut off, because the blade suddenly kicks back. The manufacturer specifically warned against using such a blade, because of that danger. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more.